I was thinking about, times in our lives where there's times when it's a little bit harder than other
Yeah.
times to have gratitude. And I think about grief and loss. And, I'm certified grief counselor, so I have worked with a lot of people with grief. And one thing that's always common is the kind of the myths that we have, grown up believing about grief.
Mm.
And it just seems like it's inevitable that everyone tells me there's this one thing that people says to them, and it's usually at the funeral home or they get caught in the grocery store, but somebody inevitably says, "Oh, well, he's so much better off."
Mm.
You know? So in a way, that's kind of they're wanting them to see it as being grateful, you know? Well, he's just so much better off, or she's so much better off. But I think that we have to be careful when someone is experiencing grief and loss that, um, you know, saying those things or saying, "What have you got to be grateful for?"
Yeah, that's true.
That may be a time that is more difficult to feel that gratitude than
I almost
others,
feel like
and
what we're learning today is we ourselves don't need to be really asking other people to be grateful. It seems like it's a personal journey that that we should take on ourselves. Because in all the ways we've said it today, it feels like it just comes across awful.
well, it's a great reminder, for ourselves, you know. Our pastor was even talking on Sunday about that time when your kids go away from to college and how hard it is on the parents. It's so hard on the parents, and it's hard. It's one of those times where it's hard to pray anything but, Lord, maybe make them change their mind or whatever.
Mhm.
Stay home with me. But he said he has started turning his prayers into gratitude.
Mm.
God, I'm so grateful that they are your child. I'm so
Mhm.
grateful that you have equipped them for a time as this. So
Yeah.
he was talking about gratitude. I thought, yeah, is something very powerful. But I think you're
Mhm.
right, Katie. I think sometimes, maybe a lot of times, it
Mhm.
comes across a little judgy.
It does. Or like you're not taking into account because I've heard those things like I'm sure you guys did too when you have like the newborn and you're like so thankful for this baby, but you're like, just freaking sleep. Um, and it's like you can't at least I felt like it was really hard to vocalize how overwhelmed I was. I even had one family member that we all know and love say, "Well, you wanted these kid or you wanted this kid." Um, and I remember being like it kind of felt a little bit like, "Well, you should be
Yeah.
thankful." Like. And
Uh-huh.
so, yeah,
I
I do
am,
feel
but I
like
still want sleep,
I'm so
right?
tired.
My body
Um, but
needs sleep.
I feel like it seems like it kind of minimizes that question kind of minimizes the other person's pain too.
Your support means so much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so we can keep growing this community together.